Hi, and welcome back to my 3D printing corner. One of my more popular videos has been the Prusa Mini. So I've put a lot of rolls through the machine, so let's take a look. Okay, one of the things I like to check out of the box from shipping, and you've assembled it, you're ready to go, you need to make sure that your x-axis is perpendicular to your bed. If you've got a carpenter square, an angle, even one of these wood squares, you can put it on the bed and make sure that you are nice and straight. Because if that's, let's say if it's like this, as the hot end moves across the printing surface, the nozzle is going to keep changing direction, so you're not going to get the best quality print. So do make sure to check that out of the box, or if you move it or had it in the car or anything like that. Generally, you only need to check this side because this side is going to be pretty square already. So, next, some of your questions were, I guess I need to see if my head was even in the video. Next, some of your questions were, can a kid use this? So let me go grab two and find out. All right, I went and grabbed the twins. So, guys, let's show us how to start a print. Who wants to try? Yep. Go down and pick that file. There you go. So it shows you a picture of what he's going to print. Now he pushed start and he's got it going. Was that easy? Which printer is easier to use? The big one over there or this one? You like that one?
Not this one.
Okay, guys. Here, you get a sticker for your help. There you go.
Wait, that one mine?
That one's yours? Okay. You're twins, but you fight. There you go. Thank you.
Why not try eat?
Well, it's got to heat up first. And never, by the way, don't do this. Shouldn't teach you bad habits. This is really hot. You've got a cooling fan here that you can get your fingers into. You can accidentally bump the Pinda height. That's one thing I found with the kids, is they would bump the Pinda height and the first layer was always different.
That'd help. It's not working.
Okay, I cannot get the sticker without an X-Acto knife.
For me?
Yeah.
You choked them, Dad? Right, Dad?
Yep, I got it. Okay, so let's see how the first layer is. Nice thing is you can come in here if you don't like the first layer, hit the tune icon, come down to live adjust, and then you can get it to how you want it. Also, I'm going to bump the temperature up on this particular filament. It is a PLA, but it likes a much hotter temperature. One thing I found on PLA prints, some brands of filament can grind through a little bit. So inside here, you have your extruder gear. And the extruder teeth are quite fine. There's only one set. On the other side, there's a counter idler that doesn't have teeth. So if the extruder fills up with any grind through material, I found that spot of the extruder can be inconsistent, or it'll grind through worse. It'll just keep grinding through. So what you can do is you can pick through there with a dental pick to clear it off, or use an X-Acto knife as well, and you can clear it off just fine. But that is one thing, if you've got inconsistent prints and you can't figure out what's going on, lift that up, check the teeth, see if you've got any grind through. Yeah, can't talk. Anyway, guys, tomorrow I'm having back surgery, so I'm doing this video without any notes. I bought a teleprompter, don't know how to use it yet, so we'll figure that out later on. So this printer's got a couple thousand hours of printing. As you can see, I did reprint every single part. This was a friend of mine's, and it had an issue from the factory, unfortunately, and ended up being a really simple issue, but it did have a stripped out part as well. So I just went ahead and reprinted the entire machine, went through every nut and bolt, found the issue, and it was the pulley inside here was not fully tightened down, so that would allow the pulley to slightly slip, and it would give me layer shifts. After that was fixed, the prints have been great. Nice X, Y, and Z on it. A little bit of ringing, but not too bad. You know, originally in the first video I was worried about the cooling fan, but this is a pretty good result from a test. Overhangs look great, so this little cooling setup does really well. There's lots of mods on prusaprinters.org and Thingiverse now. You've got the cable mods to protect the cables. You've got better cooling. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to this printer. One thing I still want to try to do, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, is put direct drive on, but it might be too heavy for this setup. This is the Overture extruder, by the way. This uses the big Bondtech gears, and it's pretty neat. It's geared in there, so you get like a 3-to-1 gear ratio, something like that, giving it more torque. Trying to think of some of your other questions. One big thing, if you're using this to produce a lot of one-off parts, make sure that you don't use the same spot every single print on the print sheet. These print sheets do wear out, and they are easy to get. I prefer the original Prusa print sheets, the powder-coated print sheet. There are some on Amazon or your local country that are okay. I've found some that are like really high grit sandpaper, so the print surface just looks horrible. But on the original Prusa print sheets, the bottom layer looks great. Or you can use just regular PEI if you don't care about what the bottom surface looks like. This is a flexible, and so what I found, the flexible's got a lot more bite, and I made the mistake of leaving the flexible in one spot, and you can actually see on this bed sheet now where that part, I've probably only printed 10 of these, but you could see that wear already starting to form. Let the print sheets cool completely before you try to remove the part. Don't do it hot, don't be impatient. Take off the print sheet carefully, put it somewhere where it can cool down. Once it's cool, the part will snap right off, and it does less damage to the material. This one's got a year's worth of use, and I haven't had to flip it over. It is double-sided, and I still have not had to flip it over. And the same on my Mark III machines. I've been using the same powder-coated original Prusa sheet since last October on those, and I've only had to flip one sheet over, and those machines run 24 hours, 7 days a week, printing the same size object. I am careful every time I print you have a different file for a different spot. If I'm not gonna use the full sheet. If you are gonna use the full sheet to print multiple objects of the same object, same thing. Make sure your next file just moves them over slightly. That way you get less wear on your print sheet. Loading the filament on this is quite easy, and unloading the filament is quite easy. You just go into the menu system, select load filament. It'll ask you what type of filament you're going to use. And it'll heat up to the proper temperature. When it gets to the proper temperature, it'll prompt you. You'll put in the filament through here. You'll hit OK or continue. It'll purge and ask you if the correct color is through. If the correct color is not through, you can tell it to purge some more. So it's nice that it heats it up for you so you don't have to go through a bunch of different menu screens to heat it up. And same thing with unloading. And the nice thing about unloading, you just hit unload, it remembers what temperature to go to because it remembers what filament's in there. Incredibly quiet machine. Let's see, what else? Let me find something in here I can turn on real quick. Okay, for comparison, I just turned on the print dry machine on the floor. It's trying to start up. Easily one of the quietest machines I have. Very close to the Craftbot 3. Very close to this Voron. It is quieter, I think, than the Mark IIIs, in my opinion. It's very easy to put it on your office desk and really not notice it's even there. So, any questions, please ask. Happy to take a look when I get back from surgery. Machine's easy to clean. Make sure you wipe your rods down. You can use some denatured alcohol. If you don't have denatured alcohol, you can use the IPA that you clean your sheets with. There's a lot of great information on troubleshooting this machine at Prusa Printers. I'll leave that link down in the comments. Also, please subscribe. I know I don't have a lot of viewers yet, but I do plan on doing more. I still have the rail core, got the Voron clone. While I'm laid up from recovery from the surgery, I'm going to put together a Voron Zero, so I'll have a video on that shortly. Still have some Ender 3 machines that I have some different kits on it. Even have this crazy contraption. So thank you, stay tuned. Please hit subscribe, and any questions, ask.